Welcome back, comrades. This is MF Kraven. You're watching Less Than 10 Minute Reviews, the YouTube series where I take a look at games I think seem cool and give my thoughts on them in less than 10 minutes. Today, I take a look at Great Houses of Calderia, a feudal grand strategy that is all about family. Use your wits to make critical decisions that will change the political landscape. Do you have what it takes to get your house to be Calderia's best, or will you be the end of the family line? Let's find out. Note, opinion is subject to change as it is released in early access. Graphics, sound, and art style. While graphically it isn't the best, the map was articulately thought out in detail by the devs. The sound that accompanies games are an afterthought, and to be frank, I just put a podcast on as I played. The art style is great, however. The portraits, while random, created for me a gameplay mechanic that would have me hooked. But more on that in my final thoughts. Gameplay. You start the game by picking your family name and coat of arms. Then you are given randomly generated family members, which you can only rename but not edit in any other way, with a set of stats, diplomacy, market, intrigue, and more that can improve through time by doing everyday tasks and events. Traits can also be given as minor buffs and debuffs, and can be acquired as well through events. You then get a plot of land, but choose wisely as some of the lands are plentiful in certain resources than others. As soon as you go in, you are given tasks to do, like meet a nearby kingdom, construct a building, make a trade, etc., etc. You win by meeting all winning conditions. You are given workers that you can place in any building to make more resources for you. For example, the keep will help you make gold, masonry will help make materials, etc., etc. You'll need materials for your economy to work. Happiness will increase your population and give you more workers to play. You may also unlock companions, which will help you in social battles, and units that will aid you in battle when you raise an army. Each year, the head of your household would convene with all other fiefdoms, and there your house will throw their name into candidacy of a certain position of power that grabs boosts. For example, becoming the Herald of Goodwill will grant you 10% more happiness for your workers. The court librarian will grant the head of your household a stats boost, etc., etc. Each year, you can declare what your house is running for, or you can go for re-election. You'll then need to send members of your house to appeal for the rank to nearby fiefdoms. Essentially, just campaign and hope that by the end of the election cycle, you come out victorious. Which I found personally really easy, as I'd sent two of my characters that didn't warrant good buffs on my workers anyways. The intricacies in the game are deep, and it is not something you can just pick up, but practice will make perfect. Price. $24.99 USD. How many hours estimated? I'm about 8 hours into my gameplay, and according to the winning conditions, I'm not nearly a fourth of the way in. However, I am more than 50% in building everything from my fiefdom. I think you can get at least 50 hours of fun with this at its current state. Is it playable on Steam Deck? While it is playable, it is a bit of a headache to navigate with it. You'll be reading a lot and the text isn't big, however, it is doable. Wish list. Being as it is early access, I have added a mini wish list to this. Note that I don't know of any public roadmap to this game, so if there is one and I find it, I will pin it to the comments. Customization. While I know the map cannot be randomly generated, I'd love for all the other houses to be randomized. I went in for my second save file on my Steam Deck and was disappointed that basically everything stayed the same. I understand it's a single player experience that is narrative driven at your own pace. However, adding just random names with coats of arms in the same world all differently would be refreshing in my opinion. So you get notifications for almost every in-game event. Why not after completing a building? I was foolishly speeding through the playtime when I hadn't noticed that my winery had already upgraded. How about a queue to what I want to build as well? After 8 hours of gameplay, the random events like the flower one cease to intrigue me. The game needs a ton of more events, and I'm sure that this may be on the dev's roadmap. As aforementioned, it is in early access. Being messy is too hard. I would love to not go by all the nuances of going from a good relationship with the fiefdom to utter war. Sure, I can hire a spy and have them try to burn their farm down, and if caught, I can wage war, but why not just have an option to insult the Baron to bring our relationship down? Why can't I use one of my lords to do the dirty work themselves, someone with high stats in intrigue or war? Taking alternate paths to win from the get-go. I hate that it feels like sort of a tutorial. Last but not least, Steam Workshop. Think of all the things the modding community could do. Final thoughts. Great Houses of Calderia is a surprise hit. I admit I haven't played games like this in the past, and now I'm regretting never having played Crusader Kings. I have never wished so hard for someone in my family to be pregnant so that they may carry the family name. In this case, Kiss My Anthea. Marrying off unwanted family members and looking for a good spouse for my family to bring into our fiefdom, I feel like a toxic grandma. No wonder they do it. It's tons of fun. Speaking of fun, do you want to know what I've been doing on this game that has had me enthralled? Well, let me regale you guys in a story of Draco Kiss My Anthem, a handsome young chap, a beagle type.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la.
Who by 1300 standards was very good looking. So naturally I shipped him off to get married to a young gal so that he may bring her into our family. But try as I may, for some strange reason, these girls would sample the 31 flavors but never commit to buying the cone. I made it my mission to wed my boy Draco, and put aside all my aspirations to become the great House of Calderia. Strikeout after strikeout, this was both entertaining the hell out of me, but also frustrating me to no end. It took me 10 years. And upon meeting his soon-to-be wife, a bad omen appeared in front of him. Well, as a charming man he is, he told Salvia not to worry, that the doves cry anyways. Only a raven can be gritty, and that's what he was, a raven. He then had a date with her at a theater where he mocked the performers. Naturally, this only seemed to swoon the 50-year-old, who surely wasn't getting married due to old age, but true love. No girl his age could appreciate my boy Draco, from a beautiful baby boy to the soon-to-be Baron of Kiss My Anthea. This was so much damn fun. I mean, I gotta tell you guys. And that's where the value will come, in the little stories that aren't part of the main story. As long as I kept my family well, everything kind of faded into the background. That's when I came into my first real gripe of the game. I was doing things just vicariously. I had no motivation to win in the way that the devs wanted me to win. I'd love a little bit more help doing certain tasks, like declaring war. Well, that was particularly hard, and when I won that war, I didn't exactly win every little battle that the social queues have, so now I have to declare war on another fiefdom, which is just tedious if I want to advance in the game. I understand needing to go through all the nuances of the game, but I'd like an implementation for different tasks that I can do to go to the next step. If I wanted to play as a peaceful kingdom, why would I need to infer war? It took me out of my experience, but have since ignored it. I'd also like to force members of my family to do more activities, as what I would consider my golden generation just never had kids. I was scared that it would mean game over, but something I did like was that a long-lost relative came to my doorstep, and we welcomed him and immediately set out to find him a suitable wife that we can use to grow the family even more. Calderia willing, they will be with child in the near future, as they are both in their early 20s. In a nutshell, though, I am having a blast with Great Houses of Calderia, and the dev seems to be taking into account player feedback, which is also a good sign. In due time, I know that Great Houses of Calderia will turn into a truly great game, but for now, buyer beware. It is a very niche title that not everyone will enjoy. With that said, for those that are looking at this title, in my opinion, it's worth the investment to see what this can blossom into. Buy it now.